I know that that was a catalyst for you for launching Executive Moms. You've talked about there being a really like poor transition in both instances with your two littles and coming back to the workforce. What were the challenges? What were the things that maybe you needed that you weren't getting? And the reason why I ask this is not to point fingers at anybody or to create a picture of negativity anywhere that you've worked, but really to think about like what it revealed to you about the system and the challenges that felt to you like, okay, this needs to be something that we change.
With my first maternity leave and my first boss, he didn't say anything, which is in some respect not the worst, but it's also not the best response. So there was just this assumption that I'd be back up to normal on day 2 and I could take back on my full workload on day 2 or day 1. I also didn't have the words to say, hey, this is a lot right now. Can I slow roll it back in? Can I just take on one of my projects back and like readjust in the coming weeks? And then with my daughter, my second, she had really bad reflux. There'd be so many times I'd have to hop off a meeting because she just projectile threw up across the living room. She'd be crying while I was trying to feed her, and I would be crying, and I'd have to then try to put her down and hand her to my husband, and I'd hop on a meeting like visibly just crying and like covered in puke from like here down off camera. My manager didn't say anything, but it was obvious that I was struggling. I don't fault her for that because that's a very uncomfortable thing to say. How do you know what to say? And so they just don't say anything. And I also didn't know what to say. It was 3-4 months back. I didn't have the words to advocate for myself and say what I needed to say either. I didn't know how to ask for flexibility. I didn't know how to ask to say, can I push non-essential meetings to next week? Or can you take notes at that meeting? Just send the email. I'll just read the email recap. I can't attend that one. I didn't have those words either. Shared language that I think has really been one of the biggest benefits of this workshop is that co-accountability of here's the managers, here's the scripts, the language that you can use, and working moms, working parents, here's the language that you can use to advocate for yourself so that you know when you go to your boss to say, here's what I need for support, here's what I'm struggling with, they know how to respond and vice versa.
Yeah.
That was really born out of my own struggle with that.